48 months. It's just been crazy. That's why I literally say, Android gone Gundam style. So quickly, just on the story, for those of you who may still remember, Android really only launched about 48 months ago. So literally, this little Android baby, which is why we showed the video, he was actually born September 23rd, 2008. And quickly on a number, Gingerbread, which is still take over 50% in terms of the Android version that run on most of the Android phone. And so far, there's about 8 public releases. And there is right now, within 4 years, is over 500 million Android phones in the market. And that's 1.5 times of the US population. And if you think about it, what that meant is 1.3 million activation per day, which equal to 900 Android activation every single second. And I did a quick calculation. There's only 122 cups of Starbucks being sold every second. So if you can imagine, it's 9 times that. And if you look at, in terms of distribution, the #1 growth is actually in Asia, #2 in the US, and after that is Europe. And also another thing which is crazy about Android is the fragmentation. As one of our speakers mentioned earlier today, there's, it's really fragmented, but also is a great opportunities. It's over 599 Android brands out there, and Samsung actually took over 50% of that. But what that meant is also the same number as our conference today of mobile local. And with the 599 brands equal to almost 4,000 different devices. This is absolutely mind-blowing. And if you can imagine being an Android developer, there's a whole lot of testing that you need to do in order to make your app work on Android. And with that, currently, now Android and Apple is almost exactly the same in terms of number of apps. And it's about 700,000 apps that is on Google Play, which is about the population of San Francisco. And the total volume in terms of install and download for Android market for the last 48 months is about 25 billion, which if you look at Gundam style, which I took a screenshot yesterday of that video, is about 1 billion page views. So Android is about 25 times in terms of view and install compared to the video. So Android, maybe you can say, is eating Apple's lunch. And if you look at the penetration, it's about 2 to 1 right now. What that means is, if there's 3 phones, 2 of them will be Android phone. But at the same time, if you really look at a little bit closer, most of the developer are still making money from iOS, from Apple. So if you look at the ratio in terms of revenue, is 8 to 1. And what that means is Apple is making 5.4 million in terms of revenue per day versus about almost 700,000 for Android every day. So with that, that's it for the Android number Gundam style. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move right along.